Yes, yes, this is an audio level test being transmitted to you from me. It is in fact a TVGS transmission. But the question you must answer is this a signal or is it purely noise? Can you hear my voice? And is my voice loud enough relative to the background music? Can you hear the background music? Can you hear what I'm saying now? These are the questions that have haunted mankind for generations. But tonight, my friends, we will find the answers together.
Sounds alright, Jamie.
Any adjustments that I should make?
Let's take this good balance. I mean, I hear the background music, but it's not loud enough to drown your voice.
Cool, that's what we want. Do you happen to be able to hear yourself talking on the stream, or can you only hear me?
I haven't done the test that yet, but I will do that right now.
Okay. For anyone listening in, if you can only hear me, I am in fact talking to someone. Take my word for it. And they're a real person who really exists. It's Sean. Sean and Chris are here with me. Say hello, Sean and Chris.
Hello.
Hello. So we're just going to give another minute while we make sure that we have our audio level set. And we're going to dive in. We're going to be playing games until probably around 9 p.m. Eastern. So a couple hours, a little less. And we're going to play some Ldgamejam games today since we are in the judging period for the Ldgamejam, which I participated in, and many other folks at the game space. So we're going to go with our usual Ldgamejam tradition of playing some of the games on stream. I hope that some of the creators will be able to join us and chime in. How's my audio coming through?
Good on my end.
Okay.
It's all good. I heard like my voice is a little loud, so I'm gonna try to talk a little softly.
That sounds good. We must always transmit in moderation. All right, let's hop into it. So, for those who don't know, as I mentioned, Chris is here joining me, which it sounds like you'll be able to hear Chris as well as Sean. They'll be helping out with monitoring the chat. We do have a submission form if you would like to submit your game. You can find a link to it if you go to @TBGamespace on Twitter. We posted the link right here. So if you have entered a game into Ldgamejam and you'd like us to play it on stream, feel free to submit. You can also submit, I believe, if you're joining us via Twitch, possibly the other channels. Chris, would you be able to give a little more info about how any folks who are tuning in live can let us know about their games?
Once you've submitted the form, we're going to be asking for your row number. You just go to the row, just go to the spreadsheet and tell us which number you are, and we'll put you in the queue. People who are here come before people who aren't here, and in the event of a tie, we go in row number order.
Excellent. Yes, so for those of you who are watching live, we thank you for joining us. Feel free to tell anybody else you know who also submitted a Ldgamejam game. Feel free to submit. Yeah, but we do just ask that you submit via the forum first. which you can find the link via our handy dandy Twitter, and then we'll hopefully be able to play your game while you're with us and take into account any comments that you'd like to make. Until that time, I'm going to proceed with, we have some games that have already been submitted prior. So were there any particular ones that I should do at the moment, Chris, or should I just dive into the next one in chronological order here?
I would do, but the one I would recommend is the same as the one that's at the top of the list.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Okay. So let's actually get into the fun part. The power of the deep. Oh, by the way, I didn't mention, so I'm Jamie. I'm the one of the co-founders of Tech Valley Gamespace, and I am also a multiple-time Ludum Dare participant. I go by the name Dream Logician if you want to check out any of my stuff. And so, we have our first game up, The Power of the Deep. Let's start by reading the description, as we always like to do. The square of madness has been freed. You must take it back and put it back in the eternity chamber before the world goes mad. You play as a magician who went on a mission in the Cave of Hallucinations to retrieve it. However, the deeper one descends into the cave, the more one loses reason. You have 3 lives and 3 mental health points. If you take a power-up, you will earn a living, but you sacrifice 1 mental health point. Earn a life, maybe? I assume that means. If your mental health or your life falls to 0, you go crazy and you lose. You can launch an attack spell with left click of the mouse. The spell will start in the direction of the mouse. At the end of the game, your time is displayed in seconds. Good luck. And then we have the same instructions in what I do believe is French. Excellent. Okay. So, The Power of the Deep. And for those who don't know, although I assume many people tuning in will know, the theme for Ludum Dare 48 Game Jam was Deeper and Deeper. So this seems like quite a fitting concept. Let's take a look and see if we can play the web version, because I feel like that will be the easiest. Also, let me stop the theme background music. No time to fade out. We gotta play. Okay, so let's give this a shot, and if those tuning in could just let us know that you're able to hear any in-game audio, and just let us know if the levels are okay. Once we load up. Yes, I hear some good ambient David Lynch ethereal whooshing going on. I'm going to try to full screen. Alright. Chris and Sean, are you able to still see that? And are you still able to hear me alright?
I can hear you, I can't hear the game.
Interesting.
I can hear the game.
And can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. I think maybe there is the intention of the game design that the ambient noise is a bit louder than your voice.
Okay. Well, I can probably make an adjustment to the levels, I imagine. Although I am by no means a master of OBS, but let's see. Actually, I think that's just my audio, isn't it? Yeah, I guess.
I'm gonna mute myself in the Discord again, do another sound check.
Cool, that sounds good. Yeah, I'll just keep rambling on for a minute. Bear with us, folks, thanks, since this is the first game we're playing this session, and it's been a while since I streamed from my machine. We just want to make sure that we get the audio levels right for all of you lovely folks who are tuning in to join us. So I'm just going to keep talking and hope that the adjustments I made are actually adjusting the volume of the game audio. I'm going to actually adjust the game audio for myself and my headphones to be a little bit lower. I agree, it is coming through quite loud for me. I know for myself I hardly ever have time to put in an option screen for a Game Jam game that has like game audio level adjustments, but it can be quite helpful for anybody streaming if you're able to actually in-game adjust the audio levels. But as far as I can tell, we don't have that option here, which is perfectly understandable for a Game Jam game.
Yeah, it's always a nice touch.
Yeah. So how are the levels sounding now, either Sean or Chris, if you can give me an idea?
It's a bit better. I think maybe because of like the design of the game is meant to be like a sort of, I imagine, like a horror game. The ambience is a bit louder than usual.
Okay. So I don't know if you can see like when I'm adjusting here, but I'm not fully confident I know enough about OBS to know like if I change this volume, if that's actually changing the mix for the live stream. I did try to turn down the bit that's not my voice. I can lower it a bit more if necessary. I suppose one way to test it would be to just mute this bit altogether. So now I've muted it. I can still hear it in my headphones, but I guess if you don't hear it on the stream, then that would be an indication to me that I'm at least adjusting the right thing here within OBS. Okay, except for my voice, presumably. So good. I'll put it on, but a bit lower than it was before. And let's just go ahead and proceed there. And let's dive into the power of the deep. We've waited long enough. This is all really just me being nervous about entering this cave of madness. So I've stalled long enough, I think. Let's go. Okay. Interesting. Oh.
I think maybe we need the flashing lights more thing.
Yeah, that would probably be helpful. Okay, so yeah, go ahead, Chris.
I was going to say, one of the games submitted does have a flashing lights warning. It's just not this one.
I see.
Yeah, that's the game, the row numbers 7. D row 12.
You took too much power and went completely insane. In your madness, you blew up the entire cave. Oh no! Remember, great power means great responsibility.
Perhaps this one is games where like the power-ups are not really a power-up.
Let's give this cave one more shot.
Do they owe Marvel money now?
I don't know if Marvel has that line trademarked.
They're also too small for Marvel to really care. But my joke still stands.
Uncle Ben is coming for you. He stole his line.
So, for those of you guys who don't know, our new member is Ethan.
Hey,
Hey, Ethan.
I'm here. Enjoying
Welcome.
the show.
We're descending into the cave of
This is a very
madness.
dark game.
Whoa.
Yeah, it is.
This little wizard girl losing her
Yep.
mind in a cave. Whoa.
Oh no. I was trying to avoid that.
Keep an eye on your mental restraint.
Yeah.
If it goes to 0, you go insane.
I'm not fully sure what makes it go down. I thought they said it was just going deeper into the cave, but
Could be the power ups because once you click, you grab one of them, you got game over.
oh,
This looks like some creepypasta game. Like it would give your computer some weird curse.
let's hope not. You arrived in time to stop the magic cube and put it back in the eternity chamber. Thanks to you, a catastrophe was averted.
Oh, you won!
Thanks for playing the game. I did it.
Oh, that was a 15-second speed run. You gotta beat your time.
Oh man. All right. Well,
15 seconds, it felt holy.
another day.
Yeah, I don't know I don't think the time was accurate.
Well, time, much like your sanity, takes on new meaning inside the cave of madness.
Right.
So, all right, that was the power of the deep. I don't know how we've been. I know back in the day we used to sort of give some detailed feedback. I guess that's still worth doing
Yeah, we
here.
still do that.
Yeah, I don't. Does anybody else who was watching want to chime in with any insights, feedback?
I thought it was nice and creepy.
Yeah,
Like,
the theme,
yeah.
interesting theme. One thing I noticed is that description and some of the menu that in different language. I think French.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's looking like French on that main menu. That
Yep.
looks like a Joer or a Quater. It's like multiple languages in this game.
Yeah, and the description in front English description and
Right.
description.
Gives me a Sonic.exe vibe.
Yeah, that's a good. That's an interesting reference point. Yeah, it is. It is quite creepy. I will say, it doesn't, despite obviously being fairly simple in terms of the art assets used. I thought the atmosphere was effective for me.
Right. Like your screen would turn black or something, and the computer would just who knows? It was sketchy.
Yeah. So yeah, I like that part. And if a game has good atmosphere, I'm generally willing to, overlook any other little things, especially in a game jam game that might otherwise
Right.
be hang-ups for me. I will say I was thoroughly confused by the game mechanic. I never quite figured it out. I got both the bad and the good ending, so that's,
Yeah.
it wasn't.
Description. I'm reading it now. One of if you take a power up, you earn a living, but you sacrifice one
Right.
mental health. If your mental health or your life fails, it falls to 0. You go crazy and you lose.
Yeah,
It
Was the
does-
description accurate?
I think so.
Once you got the power up, you lost a mental health point, and then I think you had one, and then you lost.
Okay, so you earn a living, but you sacrifice mental health for power-ups.
I like how it's written. You earn a living.
So it's like working for corporate America.
Yeah, this is deep.
Yes. We could read into it. Let's in the spirit of the theme deeper and deeper, let's definitely overanalyze these and go as
Yes.
deeper than, the original developers intended us to go with our
That's
interpretation.
a good idea.
Yeah, I think
Like,
there's just something. I feel like I get the idea that you were going for with this design about the sort of trade-off of like going to the. It feels like it's meant to have your health like threatened a little bit more. Obviously, that's just balance adjusting. That's hard to do in the time of a jam, but where you're needing to sacrifice some mental health and sort of bring yourself to the edge of insanity to just like sort of stay alive in this environment. At least that's what I would have expected
Mm,
from this premise. Because it seems to be a one-way thing, right? Like there's no equivalent of sacrificing a life to regain mental health. It's just, and your mental health, at least by the description, and encounter anything in the game that contradicted this for me, like it just gets lower as you like go further along. Like the deeper you get into the cave, the more your mental health goes down.
yeah.
So it's already kind of gradually going down just by you making progress. So it's a little bit, um, yeah. I feel like there could just it could stand to be a little bit more in the design that like affects those stats. Because as it stands, with the only thing I can do to kind of trade between them being to give up mental health for lives, I can, I guess, kind of start to do that like bring myself to the edge of insanity thing, but um, it's just the mental health like kind of gradually depletes otherwise.
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't know. It just feels a little like there's more you could do to have the types of interactions you have maybe with enemies, or even like the path you take. If you could set up a level with like multiple paths, that those could be more of like a risk reward with the mental health instead of it just being, well, the further along you get, the lower it's going to get, and then you can trade them if you have extra. You can trade them, but like, why would you have more or less than anybody else if it's purely based on progress and there's only one path through the level? If that makes sense. So anyway, um, yeah, I think that yeah, that's all stuff you can explore if you decide to like kind of continue to develop it. But as it stands, the thing that stood out for me was the atmosphere. I thought that was quite good. So, like I said, I don't really mind the other stuff being a little bit, um, arguably a little bit underdeveloped mechanically if the atmosphere is good. So
I
Bravo.
just have like a comparison for like the risk reward mechanic involving sanity. Um, is any of you familiar with the game Darkest Dungeon?
yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah, so there's a mechanic of that is similar where it's not necessarily sanity, but if you it's sort of like a dungeon crawl, or that you can affect the difficulty of it and then like the of it by how much light you provide a torch. You can either like bring extra supplies you that increase the light, and so you don't have to fight tougher enemies. But you can also bring yourself make it darker, manually, like getting rid of the torchlight, and it would make things harder, but you get better rewards. So it's sort of like you're bringing yourself at the edge.
Yeah. Very similar emotional, but emotional stuff, I guess, from in Darkest Dungeon. That you know, risking insanity for to stay alive.
yeah. That's where I think, and I don't think it would take too much in the way of scope increase to this to be able to add a little bit more of those types of risk reward decisions that have that are going towards more of that level of complexity, if not like completely as as complex and you get in a full-fledged game like that. But to me it's just, if the idea, which is an assumption I'm making, is to kind of have a bit of a risk reward trade-off with deciding when to give up the mental health points, then um it's there's just not like there is just that one element of being able to give it up to gain extra life, and I'm only going to do that at the point when I need it. It's kind of like not as much of a decision at that point. It's like yeah, it's like if I'm about to die, then I'll use one, and if I'm not about to die, then I probably won't. So it's kind of becomes a not always a super interesting choice, or at least not like a lot of complexity to the trade-offs there. And then aside from that, it's like there's nothing else that I can do decision-wise that's going to impact the risk or even the rate that I'm losing the mental health points, because it's just like either I proceed through the level or I don't. If I
Right.
proceed through the level, then that's kind of the only method to play the game at the moment. So either I stop playing or I proceed and gradually lose mental health. So there's not really any choice there. So yeah, there could be. Um, I think it'd be interesting to maybe somewhat in the spirit of those other games that were referenced, like this is very vague concept, and as always with these tossed off ideas from somebody playing a game, feel free to ignore, as I often do from these random left field suggestions. But it could be a cool idea to, if you could find a way to put the player in a scenario where they need to choose between like a known challenge, like something it's a harder road in terms of threats to their health, um, versus like more of an unknown, like I guess the murkier path where it's like more hazardous to your mental health, but maybe has less stuff that would drain your life. Um, yeah, almost like yeah, just delving into um, the more mysterious path, and like there's the obviously harder, more hazardous to your health path, and then there's the I don't exactly know if this will be better or worse, like potential madness path. That is a very vague idea. I fully recognize. I don't have like concrete suggestions for exactly how you would realize that at this stage, but I don't know. Just trying to think of other ways that it could come back to the player, like an interesting decision for the player, which I feel like is kind of one of the things um, that could use some more embellishment here. So anyway, that's about all I have to say. Anybody have any other final comments about Power of the Deep?
It didn't already be said so, but the GUI could use some tweaking. Like I lost track of where the mental health points were.
Mhm. Yeah, yeah, I could definitely use some gussying up of the GUI presentation, and I think there's a fine line also. Like the atmosphere is good, but as I think it was Sean was mentioning early on, like the sort of flashing lights advisory can be
Yeah.
helpful, because I think it's a thin line between trying to do like a lot of that color shifting or these visual effects that are going to kind of help the player feel that sort of off kilter, off balance thing that you want, which is great, but like then also balancing that with the accessibility considerations. So even obviously for a game jam, it's really tough. It's tough to get that balance right anyway, but especially for a game jam. So even just
Which,
a warning is kind of like the
which
easiest thing you can do.
Yeah, that's a very important is very important.
which I only offer as constructive criticism, not to hold it against them.
Yeah, definitely.
Uh, if Taro was here, I would think he would be like, well, you need more juice here and less juice here.
Yeah, I mean the controls were all like pretty straightforward. Certainly in terms of the UI and the juice and the feedback, there's lots more that could be added. I'm sympathetic to that because I almost never never end up doing a great job with that in my own game jam games. Anywho, that was the Power of the Deep. So thank you to the creators for submitting that. Um, and let's go back to our handy dandy spreadsheet. So what do you think, Chris? Do we have people who are
No one's joined
joining?
yet.
Okay, all right.
So I would just move to the next one.
Okay. I'm gonna skip over just because so we do ask, as you'll see when you submit, just if there are any kind of content warnings. So thank you for the developers of Hell Trench who gave us a heads up. Ordinarily, when we get the chance, we try to sort of review those things ahead of time. I haven't had a chance to review Hell Trench yet, so I may circle back to that. If somebody else who is with us on the stream, whether it's Chris or John or Ethan, if you want to take a quick look and let us know your best judgment, feel free, but don't feel obligated. We can always we'll have at least one more stream. I think actually probably only one more Ludum Dare judging stream in all likelihood next Saturday. So maybe that'll give us some time to take a look at this.
I can look at it in the meantime.
Cool, that sounds good. But yeah, in the meantime, I'm just going to skip over Hell Trench and go to Cube Miner for the time being. Okay, we've got a very utilitarian description here of just some controls. Press E to toggle inventory, press Q to toggle shop, press and hold the left mouse button to mine, sell your blocks for coins, buy upgrades, get rich. All right.
What's your game about? Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, a little top level, even like a single sentence, and a screenshot goes a long way with this stuff. But
we're visual people. We need visual stimuli.
maybe there you go, on the itch.io page we've got that's a little something at least.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, the first thing you look like when you consider a game is how it looks.
Yeah.
Yo, and that's definitely programmer art. I love this.
Oh yeah. Game after my own heart. So let us download this. And I hope that this will not be a Bitcoin mining operation that I'm installing on here. Right. Let me make a folder I should have made already for all of these.
If it is, they owe us money. Well, they owe you money.
I'll try to stay out of Bitcoin altogether as much as I can. All right. Okay. Yeah, same deal. Once I load this up, if there is audio, if y'all can just let me know if the levels are coming through okay. I will appreciate it. All right, we have an equally Spartan approach to the UI so far.
That.
So we've got consistency so far. Interesting. Oh, okay. We're getting somewhere. Now, if I can remember the controls, I do believe. Okay, so I've got WASD or arrow keys. I believe they said E and Q did something. Okay, selling something. E does that. So each of those seem to bring up some UI stuff. I may need to go back to the description for a second.
No, I think it said E was like your inventory, and then Q was the shop.
Right. Did it say what the dig button was? Press and hold. Press and hold. Press what? Right. I'm going to press and hold everything that I possibly can press and hold. Okay. Let's start by pressing and holding the left mouse button. Oh, hey, that did something.
Whoop.
Okay, left mouse button. So yes, that is very pertinent info to be specific about. All right, we're mining.
Oh, dude, you're about to fall.
Never. I am curious.
Oh wait, I think that's stone. I thought that was like.
Right. Yeah,
I thought it
just
was like a
an abyss.
open room.
Yeah. Well, we shall
Yeah,
find out.
textures are important to distinguish between what's what.
Right. Yeah, I thought that was a room. I think it's the stone.
So we got some iron, we got some grass, we got a lot of dirt. I'm not sure if I'm gonna get rich that way. Let's go further.
Hey, Jamie, they say don't dig straight down.
Right.
Yeah, but I don't think that's much of a problem in this game, as you can see what's down.
Yeah, I'll just dig straight down. See how far we can go.
At least, they make you think about what you've done by making it very slow to dig. I
I
have,
wonder if it's randomized.
Oh, you come for the diamond?
that's right. That's my end game. Oh, I can't walk side to side anymore. Oh, there we go. Okay. Okay. Here we go.
How do you get back up?
I haven't thought that far ahead. Maybe I can dig myself a little staircase.
Nah, that's the point. Is you can only go deeper. I'm getting back up.
Oh my goodness. Okay, it really doesn't want me to let me move side to side. Let's see what we got. We got a diamond. Can we sell it from here? We can get. Oh, we can speed things up.
Oh, you got no coins.
Sell. Oh, now I've gone from 0 to blank coins.
Oh, no, you blank.
Anyway, we're gonna probably need a jump upgrade, but I'm going for speed. Oh, and now we know how many coins we have. 23 left. 49 to the next speed upgrade.
Oh, you can jump. I guess you can get out.
That's right. Who's gonna stop me? Wow.
Whoa!
All right. That was a powerful upgrade. I feel good about that purchase. Digging is still very slow. And movement to the left.
Yeah. Oh my god.
Let me try out this staircase technique. See if this is gonna work. Oh yeah, we got it. Because it just appears to be a radius check as far as which tiles I can dig on. Oh,
Whoa!
oh, we got the speed, but the collisions are not equipped to deal with this speed upgrade.
Oh! It's too powerful.
Yes.
Oh wow.
Always one of the joys of coding any physics or collision system is dealing with fast-moving objects. And we very quickly became a fast-moving object with a single speed upgrade. Oh. So, yeah, anyway. We're good. We can always zigzag our way up to the surface at this rate. I feel like I get the gist. Not sure how much longer.
I would say just keep digging out. Maybe there's like some crazy freaking Easter egg at the bottom, like
All right, we're gonna go
it
down.
just opens up into some crazy thing.
Now, is the mining upgrade gonna upgrade the speed of my mining, or is the speed upgrade gonna? I assume speed is movement speed, since that seems to be how it went. We got 3 coins. We gotta sell. All right. Let's see what kind of difference, if any, that made to our mining speed here. Feels very similar to me.
Oh, it's like half a second. It's like 1 millisecond faster.
Oh dear. All right, here we go.
Here we go. This is the journey.
Journey to the center of the planet.
Right. Dude, we're gonna hit the bedrock or something. What's what's below the stone?
Oh, I can't remember my earth science. There's like a mantle.
It's a mantle.
Mantle's in there somewhere.
Yeah, you're gonna hit a tectonic plate or something.
Yeah, that's right.
I wonder if there's a random generation or if it's pre-built. Wow. I would say a couple more swings, and then we might have to turn back.
Oh, there's no going back.
There's no going back.
Well, we're on this elevator to presumably a fiery death. Anybody have any comments or feedback? Anything that strikes them that they would like to mention?
I'll say this right here would be like a cool wallpaper. Just just like scene of the cube going down forever.
Yeah, it would be soothing if I didn't have to keep clicking and holding the left mouse
Right.
button every time.
Um, Other than that, it's pretty simple. Uh, that's pretty much what you want from a game jam game.
Yeah.
Better to have like a simple game that is
Oh, oh.
peach. Oh my god! No, that's not the mantle. Oh no.
All right.
This is
Let's
a really
see.
powerful moment.
I know it's getting intense now. I'm feeling the
Shit, man.
suspense. All right, we ready? Here we go.
I think I'm ready.
Got pause for effect here. Okay. All right. We've come this far.
Set him free.
Let's go. Oh, see if we can open up our menu. Sell, sell, sell.
Incredible.
It's not too late to get rich.
Right.
And this
Yeah,
is.
that's a good health system, so you might be just falling there indefinitely.
This is so deep.
I know, this is.
It doesn't
I
stop.
wonder if the creator placed the blocks on themselves or it's randomized. I think it's randomized if it was placed, we would have noticed like something misplaced, like misaligned.
Yeah, it could be. Could be that.
Oh, you got 75 iron.
I know.
4
I
gold, that's a good run.
I got rich, but at what cost?
Right, but at what cost?
This is, this is how it goes. I'm separated from my fellow miners, and I'm just.
Yeah, you're gonna be like a tail.
I've completely become Daniel Day-Lewis at the end of There Will Be
Right.
Blood, and I'm finished. I'm finished. So what more is there to say? All right, that
That was
was
a strong submission.
Cube Miner. Cool. All right. Well, just try to bear in mind that one of the nice things about game jams is like all sorts of people from all over the world, people of different ages, people of different experience levels, create stuff. So I hope for the creator of this, thanks for submitting, and I hope you don't feel like we were goofing too much on your game. It is. I will
No,
say.
for real though, it's good that it's like, you know, actually like finished. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
it felt complete.
Yeah, definitely. I will say, like, I mean, to me, it's an illustration of just how compelling like a mining mechanic is. I don't think of myself as somebody who like I've never been too huge on Minecraft, or at least the mining aspect. So which is a pretty big aspect, I suppose.
Right.
Yeah, I don't think of it being like a type of gameplay that I gravitate towards, but it was fun. It's fun just to dig and collect the stuff and get rich and see the numbers go up. Like lights up a certain part of
Yeah.
your brain, no matter how I think fair to say how simplistically it's sort of presented. Like this is sort of like the elemental, so to speak, presentation of that type of gameplay, and there's still something to it, you know.
Oh yeah.
And just the mystery, like the mystery of seeing if there was
That was
a
the
bottom.
best part.
Yeah, like it's still there, you know. I still felt it. So yeah, thanks to Cool P for that submission. Does anybody else have any final comments or feedback on Cube Miner before we move along? All right. In that case, let's go back to digging in the spreadsheet.
Oh, I'm still testing Hell Trench. I still yet to complete it yet.
Okay.
I'm still gonna be playing it.
No rush. We've got 2 more submissions in the spreadsheet, and then we'll see if anybody else joins us and submits.
No one in the chat, so just head to the next one.
Okie doke. I'm loving these descriptions. Like, apparently people did not apply the deeper and deeper theme to their descriptions of their games this time around. There was no time. The games are so deep that we just didn't have time left, you know.
Right.
For
the game speaks for itself.
Right. I mean, this one seems like it might. Drive in a cave, play now. All right. Sign me up. Here we
Driving in a cave can be fun.
We'll see.
Sounds fun.
It does sound fun. Well, we got some screenshots here. Well, anyway, we don't want to give it away. But yes, W.
Well, he's got like a logo.
S
Look at it. It says created by Ahmed.
Oh, cool.
Thompson.
Ahmed Hamdi.
Nice.
Excellent. I love it. Let's go. Do 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 do. Okay. Oops, that is not the folder I'm looking for. Okay. All right. Oh, we got a Godot game. You're already winning me over.
Oh.
We love Godot. But we mustn't wait. Let me know, as always, if I need to adjust any audio levels. Once we imagine we're going to have some revving engines.
Right.
Sweet.
Wow, he's got the whole thing.
Oh,
That's
I like
cool.
that audio.
I'm not hearing it. What is it?
Uh-oh. Oh, you're missing out. And it crashed.
What?
Oh, wait. Did it? What?
That's the game installing spyware.
Oh, dearie me.
Oh.
Not loving this. Oh, yes.
Let's go.
Okay. Can you not hear the music?
Nah.
Oh.
Give me a description.
It's like a drum loop. It's like a drum loop if... Picture like, okay, you're taking a walk through a park. It's nice outside, and it's just somebody with a bunch of tin cans. Like playing bongos on like a whole bunch of tin cans of different sizes. And they're just going to town on these tin cans. That's, I think, a 100% accurate description of the soundtrack I'm hearing right now, and it is amazing. But
I hear YouTube.
Oh, maybe that's the weirdness with my streaming audio happening again.
Let me check at Twitch.
called Spicy Chicken Official saying, this is probably the greatest soundtrack.
Okay, so you can hear it.
Oh! Okay, that gives it like 2 points easily.
So welcome to the stream.
Oh, go, go, go. Yeah. Alright, we're gonna make it into this cave.
Yeah, we need more bongos in chat. And then not chat, I mean, we need more bongos in the games. It's underappreciated instrument.
That's very true.
I mean, it's perfect. Like, it is the perfect soundtrack for matching everything else about this game.
Imagine
Whoa.
a tropical RPG.
Oh my goodness.
Are you moving?
Yeah, I'm in the cave.
I just see a
Right,
screen.
yeah, you just parked.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Something's up. Let me see. Yeah, let me see if I can get out of full screen. Although, every time I click on anything, there's like at least a 5-second pause. I'm not seeing any method of going into windowed mode. Is there like a hotkey that I could use? I would usually try like Alt Enter or F or something, but none of that's working.
I know some people use tab. Yeah.
Alright.
Does the stream see it?
Yeah. I'm like switching my vehicle at the moment.
Yeah, it's weird. I can see your mouse moving, but
Alright.
the actual game is frozen.
Let me... Let me try to switch something real quick in my OBS. This is tempting fate because
Whoa, yeah, I see it moving now. You pulled up OBS and the game started moving.
You see the game?
The game
Yeah.
is moving, yeah. The
Okay.
logo is going back and forth.
Now it froze. When you opened up OBS, it started working.
Interesting. I was trying to switch over to
Have
game.
multiple, windows of the game open. Perhaps maybe that's why it looked frozen. That's just my guess.
How about now?
Do you have multiple instances of the game running?
It's entirely possible because it seemed like it crashed and then almost like auto restarted, which kind of freaked me out.
I see the title screen and then a blue truck and you're driving. Now it's a brown truck. You're driving it. There's
Cool.
some lights seeing all and so, yeah. It looks like it's recorded now. It looks fun.
Cool. I
Maybe
tried.
if you're not, wait, are you in full screen? Because when I saw your tabs on the bottom, it actually started moving.
I'm in full screen, but as best I can tell, there's absolutely no way to play this game in any other form. But I did try to switch the feed in OBS over to the game instead of my full screen. So did that resolve anything for anybody watching on the stream?
The stream is now following.
Okay, great.
However, Discord is following the frozen screen from before.
Yeah, I'm not so worried about Discord.
Okay.
Yeah, it's all about the stream.
Yeah. Alright, then in that case, we're gonna go for another run in this cave. 3, 2, 1. Here we go, baby!
Just gotta like describe it like a radio commentator.
I love this, not top-down view of the car, not like behind the car, but just kind of looking down on the car, obscuring my view of the road and the obstacles ahead. We don't need that. We know what we're doing. But we can see the shadows of the obstacles. And that's all we need.
Yeah, lighting is very important.
This is how I drive regularly, looking down at the ground.
Right. This is all familiar.
I love.
That can be kind of tough. Like, I mean, if they're wanting to show like Drive New York, there should be a lot more potholes.
Right.
Man, this has gone like full F-Zero GX. This
Alright,
track.
I gotta see this. I'm opening up the stream.
We have it on Twitch, YouTube, and Guitar. How do I pronounce it?
Oh.
Pick car.
We're living. Come on, you can do it. Oh, finish line. Woo! We made it. Oh, we've got a couple main menu and quit options here. Alright, now I gotta try it with this little blue truck. Oh, it's very slow. It's having a hard time getting up this hill. Ugh. I did not choose wisely with my second vehicle here.
Indiana Jones wouldn't be disappointed.
I'm kind of curious what happens if I get smashed by one of these. Like, I would think that would just be like car impact lot. Like you're a pancake now. You're a little.
So are you actually going down? Instead of driving the cave, are you driving the cave?
Have not made it to the cave yet with in my second run.
Oh, that's like the final. I see.
Oh man, this thing is so slow. Let me see if I can go back. I just can't, sorry, I can't handle this blue one. It's way too slow. Let's see if this one is any faster. This seems a little better. Not much. Alright. Yeah, no, it's way too slow. Let's see if we can go off-road.
Yes, I can see it now. I'm on this stream. Ooh, look at those particles.
Yeah, it's, you know, as much as I'm not in love with the camera angle at all times, it's perfectly placed for those smoke particles. We're going off-road. Alright, it is now an open world game.
This is what I'm talking about. Oh wow, you can see the cave.
That's right. Got a whole new perspective on things. Well, I may need to do this with the red vehicle to get anywhere. Alright. Same basic plan here, but let's use the only vehicle that actually drives faster than 2 miles an hour.
Well, I like this. It gets players curious.
Yeah.
Oh wow, this one's got the particles too. These are not eco-friendly.
No.
These are... Wow.
I feel like, yeah, there's very little in this game that is eco-friendly. We're just building a highway straight up through a cave.
Right, this is like...
It's like,
This is about society. Industrial complex.
Oh man, we're actually getting to some different terrain here.
Oh,
Cave terrain.
wow.
Alright. Let's see. Have any of you played any open
The
world driving games that are any good?
Not, but I've heard of a couple like what was that game called, like Drive or Driver? Where you're like driver San Francisco, where you can like possess drivers and just like take the car.
Oh, I have lost control.
Uh,
We're out in the ocean.
oh, oh,
Oof. We're taking hits. Alright. I think we've come to the end of our bongo-fueled quest. And let me switch my OBS. Oh my goodness. It's gradually quitting. Bear with me. So I should have switched to another screen mode before I tried to quit out of this. You can do it, little buddy. You've mined enough Bitcoin for me. You can close now.
Yeah, it's happy now.
oh, good.
You've had enough of your CPU.
Well, while we're waiting for this to eventually quit, I may have to force quit it in a minute. But yeah, any thoughts? I thought it was pretty fun.
I think that's probably my number one pick so far.
Yeah, legit.
Yeah,
It
agreed.
was.
Pretty fun, and there are a lot in there were some like fine details of it, like the shadows that helps a lot, even like when the camera wasn't working with you. And then the particle effects is a nice touch. It makes the game feel less static.
Definitely. But I like games that just kind of let you go.
Yeah. I I'm a fan of games, especially for a game jam, but really just in general that's kind of steer into I I don't think there's I think it's fair to say jank for lack of a
Definitely.
better term.
Embrace
Like
it.
yes, embrace it. Steer into the skid is what I always learned. If you drive in upstate New York in the snow. And you gotta steer into the skid. It's the only way. So, and you've done it. Like do you feel the audio is really everything is sort of an indication of that. It's all of a piece. Rarely does it get like it doesn't have to be a AAA game. Like it just has to be cohesive.
Right.
And this is super cohesive. Like everything about it fits together. And I count that as a win. I count that as impressive for any
That's a
game.
win.
Yeah. Deep Drive. Anybody else have any other thoughts? As they say in the UK and possibly elsewhere, it does what it says on the tin.
Right. Drive in a cave.
Yes. Cool. Well, thank you very much to Ahmed Hamdi for that submission. Yeah, as we've kind of been doing this session, I apologize. I'm maybe just a little bit overly goofy this time around, but I am legit enjoying these, and that I had a good time with that one. That was fun. So thanks again. All right. Let us go back. Oh, we did get a flashing lights warning from the developer for our next submission. And that is Deep Bow 12 or Deep BO 12.
Interesting.
Welcome to BO 12. You have been sent here as one of the pioneers of interdimensional research. However, the portal closed and you have been cut off from its power source. Luckily, we've got just the right fix for you. Collect the gems from crystals scattered around this procedurally generated world. But beware, your weapon has only so much juice in it and has to be recharged at one of our certified active recharge stations, and the crystals are filled with dangerous, flying, exploding dino heads.
Yeah.
Intense. Doubt you'll be able to do it. We'll throw in our top of none class grappling rope. That doesn't fill me with confidence. Top of
Wow.
none class. Have enough crystals already? Jam them into our pending approval interdimensional portal and travel back home safely. I don't know. BO12. Player's goal: gather 6 gems by destroying crystals scattered around the level. Use the sonar to locate active weapon recharging stations if your weapons run out of ammo. Activate the portal at the bottom of the level and jump in. Don't die in the process.
You had me on flying exploding dino heads.
Yes, same here.
Yeah, hang on, don't die.
You had me on actually providing a description of the game. I find that very, very endearing. So we got the controls. Got good old WASD. Left control, left click, right click. So we got weapons, we got ropes, we got crouches, we got sonar, we got interact, and we got main menu. Reload by recharging your weapon at one of the active recharge stations. Active recharge stations can be found using the sonar. Okay.
I appreciate the world building. The description is like like some advertisement,
Yeah, that's
like an in-world advertisement.
yeah, it's good. We like it. We like dubious corporate
Right.
propaganda. Like, yeah, it's gonna go great. Pending approval. I like top of none class. That's
Top of none class.
yeah. All right. Oh, so we can try to play it in browser. It looks like a fairly graphically intense game, but I'm gonna give the browser version a shot. See how it goes. Oh, download strongly recommended. Okay, I will take your stringent recommendations then.
Oh, it's only 35 megabytes.
Yeah, that's about half of deep drive. Okay. Yeah, if one of my companions here can remind me of the controls, maybe as I go along. I think it's fairly standard first person stuff, but we shall see. All right. Okay. All right. Let me see if I can switch over.
Ooh.
I'm gonna see if I can switch to
Whoa.
just the game feed. Sorry, bear with me. Okay. That doesn't seem like it's working, does it? Because that's the Explorer. Okay. There we go. All right. Yeah, if one of you who's taking a look at the stream can just let me know. I've just switched over to the
Yeah,
game.
it's all good. It's full screen.
Beautiful. Well, this already looks super cool. I mean, it did from the screenshots, but here we go.
One of the members of the chat is giving us fire emojis.
Nice. All right. Yes, those fire emojis. Those fire emojis may be used to burn me at the stake after you see me play your game, probably very, very poorly. Okay. All right. So, let's see. That's my little ropey. Here's my fire. So, yes, I've already forgotten the premise. This is about typical for me. We need to go to these, around to these things, I thought, and do something, charge something or other.
You're interdimensional traveler that's got cut off from the main thing, and you got to charge your weapons to be able to explore deeper.
I mean, that's cool. That's cool. Like, just a scientist totally screwed up during
There we go.
interdimensional leap.
Oh. We're in trouble. Intense.
So
Oh my god!
You're less of an astronomer and more of an astronaut.
Ugh.
Oh wow.
Okay, yes.
You know, the environment's kind of giving me like a Quake vibe. With the rock texture. Oh, dude, you died!
I did indeed. And
Oof.
get ready, because there's going to be a lot more where that
Brutal.
came from. I have never been, disclaimer, I've never been much of a first-person shooter expert, or even an intermediate level player. Okay. Alright.
Whoa!
In case that wasn't readily apparent. Whoop! Oh, I got respawned, and it's about to happen again. Okay. Alright, where are we? Interesting respawn point here. Okay. So yes, we need to go deeper. So we figured out that we need to destroy these things, which the description did tell us, to be fair. And then oh my goodness gracious. A little bit more forgiving would be nice. So I feel like I'm like insta killed.
Bunny hopping. You gotta be jumping around.
I
like
guess,
crazy.
yeah. This is okay. I'm bunny hopping straight into the void.
Can you use the grappling hook anytime?
Right.
Maybe
yes.
you can get like the Spider-Man thing going.
Thanks for the reminder about the grappling hook. Yes, that's hopefully makes life much easier. Famous last words. Much easier. Thank you for that reminder. But this part is not going to be easier though. Yep. Ooh.
Spider-Man.
You'll never catch me.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Still dead. Completely dead. We're just on the run. Whoa.
Those things are actually kind of creepy. Like, I kind of like them.
That's some swinging. Alright, see you later. Maybe if I just kind of keep falling into the void and see if I can shoot these from a distance. Oh, here they come. Oh man, I think I'm out of like weapon charge or something.
Dude, they're like TIE fighters or something. Going in formation.
Oh my god. This is brutal. Let me through. Wait. Insufficient crystals. Alright, we're holding strong at 1 crystal here.
Come on, Crystal.
This must be very painful for the developer to watch. It's not you, it's me. Although, maybe a combo. Like, this is rough, man. This is very rough. Like,
Oh, whoa.
I don't know if I'm really meant to fight those, like if it's just a matter of I'm not good enough at shooting them. It just seems like there's a lot of them right away for the very first thing I break, and they're really don't need to hit me much to kill me, so I'm gonna attempt to like just keep fleeing. Maybe I can kind of tag them as I run, but I'm not really feeling my own ability to do that. I like lose my ability to shoot. I assume my like weapon has lost its charge or something, but I don't not real clear on how to charge it. Maybe those other things that aren't the red crystals are like charging stations.
Yeah, I think. chat with it.
And if I interact with it with E, meanwhile I'm getting shot. I'm hearing a noise, but... And the noise is my impending death. Well,
Yeah, you're gonna have to get good at that grappling hook.
yeah.
I think they're too tough.
I feel bad because presentation-wise and polish-wise, it seems like, quite high quality. But it's just not... You've kind of had a bad luck of the draw with it not really being my style of game, either in terms of skill or... Oh dear.
Let's see, someone who likes it, especially in the arcade, like the arcade style. I'm trying to think like some other game called Ldgamejam.
I haven't heard of that one.
Yeah, I don't know.
I think I misread the name, but it's the one where you fight demons with like a singular dagger and you just keep throwing it.
Oh, okay. So there are some consequences to falling in the pit. I wasn't sure if I was just able to infinitely respawn, but it seems like it maybe takes some health away. So yeah, the main sticking point for me, I guess feel free, if the developer has stuck with me this long and you're here, if you could give me some hint around how to recharge the weapon. I don't... So I see that the thing in the lower right is like my ammo. And then I guess the thing in the middle in red is like my energy that I've gathered from these crystals. My problem is, like, I'm not a good enough shot, so I need to shoot more, but once I seem to run out of ammo, and I have no idea how to recharge. I'm assuming that there is a way, because I have to shoot these things to get the energy, so I'm guessing it doesn't have to do with that. So I have to assume it's like these other things that are liberally sprinkled around that look like little chargy stations, but I just don't. I go up to that thing and I have no idea how to do anything with it. I'm pressing the E to interact key. I'm trying to just like stand near it, and I don't see any change to my ammo. But maybe I'll keep an eye on the ammo indicator as I do that.
The developer's not in the chat.
Oh, okay, sorry. I misunderstood. Well, if any of you who are here with me have any suggestions for another approach that you'd like me to take here. So these things, right? Let me just try to get to one when I'm not being chased by a million enemies. So, assuming there is some way when you run out of ammo to recharge. Okay, now I'm out of ammo. I'm pressing interact and it's making a noise, which doesn't indicate anything clearly to me.
Maybe it's a bug or something. It seems that is what it should do.
Oh, okay. Oh, something's happening.
Ooh. You gotta hit the yellow.
Yes. Okay, very counterintuitive. To me, this visual indicates to me this is the front.
Right.
And yeah, I would never have guessed if I hadn't accidentally stumbled across that you have to specifically interact with this part of it. If that even is what happened. Or maybe this one's just active and this one's not active because this one's lit up.
Ethan the King gives well played emojis.
Yes, we're making progress here. At least in terms of knowing what's what. The more fundamental problem is, as soon as I break any one of these, which seems to be the thing you're meant to do, a million enemies come out and one shot kill me. And
How far away can you shoot those crystals? If you can get a good view of all of them and just take them all out.
It's a good question.
Gonna choose the game.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the only way that I have any hope. We'll have to cheese it somehow. Alright, well, let's try. And we're out of ammo. So we get like 30 shots, then we have to run to a recharge station. Like,
Oh, Jesus. Dude, those things are scary.
yeah.
I like these, like, cyberpunk, like, drone bot things.
I like that I can pull myself like all the way up from underneath though. That's kind of neat until I run out of
Oh, you run out? Oh, my God.
I'm not sure. I might have just
When you run out.
no. It just like stopped responding for a second, or I stopped holding the button. I thought I ran out.
Yeah, something like indicator or something that can like why you can grapple and why you can't grapple. Like some feedback. I'm not listening to audio, that there might be some feedback there.
Yeah. Okay, so
That
like
was
this.
pretty good swing.
Thank you. I mean, I'm not gonna get better at shooting, so I need to get better at fleeing. And getting to whatever ammo stations are actually usable. Because the problem is, like, there's so little I can do now with no ammo. Like, I had very few shots, lots of enemies that kill me quickly. And to recharge, I have to, like, figure out in this fairly difficult to navigate environment, like, where, not only where there is one of those stations, but where there's one that's lit up, apparently. Like, why there are ones that aren't lit up at all, I have no idea, and I would not have
Yeah, it certainly can make things very challenging.
yes. So maybe that's the goal here, and I'm just not the right audience for it. But
Yeah, I think a lot of the Game Jam games, they kind of have a common issue of not giving clear information to the player.
yeah, and there's a lot of things about it that are neat. The rope especially is nice. And now that I've figured out that I can just sort of like infinitely pull myself back up, that's kind of making life a little easier. It also makes it a little easier for me to get away. Theoretically. Now I actually like forgetting which way I'm facing. I like that the underside looks a little different from the top too.
Yeah, I love the presentation. It gives me like an early 2000s vibe.
Yeah, it's cool. I quite like it as well.
Like if you told me this was like an Xbox game or something, I would believe you.
Yeah. Yep. I like
Also, what makes the difference is like the little dust particles in the middle.
yeah, it's nice.
It really breaks out like the empty space.
Yeah.
Hey, there's one of the few lit up ammo stations I've been able to find. See if I can actually get to it. But yeah, it's like actually getting there at this stage is borderline impossible for me. Oh, okay, alright. Okay.
Alright.
Oh dear. Yes.
Oh,
That,
yeah,
Jesus.
of navigating, like perhaps a sort of like elevator type platform would be helpful if people not really in like have trouble with the grappling. Because it's very hard to get used to.
yeah.
Like grappling around.
But
Physics based mechanics are. Oh, you go.
I was gonna say, Spicy Chicken Official says it looks sort of like a PS2 game.
Oh, I just used the sonar for like possibly
I'd
the
say
first
he's
time.
spitting facts.
I forget what the sonar is supposed to do.
I think it gives indication of like all the ammo packs.
No,
Something
it's
like
got
that.
the world space
Right.
or some sort of fancy GUI.
Yeah, that's neat. It's a definitely a cool visual effect. I like it. I thought I recharged my ammo, but I don't seem to have any more ammo. There we go. Okay.
Maybe with something different. And it's hard to tell like what's been given. Is it the sonar or what's
Yeah.
reloaded?
Yeah, so I guess that's the problem is like there legit are like these different types of stations. And so yeah, like some of them are acting differently because they are like meant to provide different things or whatever. It just took me a long time to figure that out.
I see what the developer did on the lower right, where the ammo, it gives the symbol of it, like the of like ammo type. And I think for like the sonar, it's like it shows a similar icon.
Yeah, that's me. Okay. Well, who knows? There could be much, much more to this than we've discovered, but the difficulty spikes way too high for my skill level, like instantaneously. So,
Sean, did you beat Hell Trench or?
I died at the last level 7. I got the 6. I think I found the instance of what the developer was talking about that could be sort of questionable. I sent a screenshot of it to Chris and to Jamie. Since you're like recorded in the screen right now, that um, Jamie, you may like could just check it off. Check the screenshot off screen.
yes, I will take a look. Thanks.
Yeah, you're still recorded in your screen.
My sorry, my
Yo,
full
that's crazy.
full screen
Yeah.
or
Yeah, you're still showing in like the screen.
okay, I thought I had switched
Yeah,
over to the
from
game.
the-
All right, well, thanks for the heads up there. I guess that sort of defeats the purpose of the checking ahead. Sorry about that.
Yeah, no, it's not. It's more like that harmless. I mean, it's like it's just. I just want to give the FYI to you.
Appreciate it. All right,
It's
well,
important to do like just to check up and things before we go ahead. What we could do is, since I haven't gotten to the final boss, of the game, that could also like have some things as well. So perhaps what we could do is schedule Hell Trench to next week.
yeah, we don't necessarily need to do it this week. Um, I do think that that will put us at the end of our submitted games, unless we have anybody else in the last 20 minutes who has another submission. So uh, either we can wrap up early, we can play a random game from Ludum Dare, or I could try to take another run at this. But to be honest, my patience is wearing pretty thin for this very beautifully presented game that I think could use some difficulty adjustments, at least in the early going. um,
I think what it could be is it's like for a Depot 12 is additional movement options, and then something for like crowd control, like I don't know, like the weapons if they're different types, but something maybe like a AOE kind of attack, like a shotgun or something along that line, like a rocket launcher, that deal with multi enemies at once, because then you get easily overwhelmed. I do appreciate this idea. I mean, like of transversion of world, and then deciding of how much you want to do. I mean, like we were like a speedrunner comfortable with this kind of stuff. You can go those crystals at once, and then try to tackle the challenge in there. Or if you wanted, like, if you're like new to the game and you want to do it one at a time.
Yeah, I like it. Well, I think I'm gonna have to go. So if you guys want to wrap up early, then all right.
cool. Yeah, let me try to think of what I want to say about this one that I haven't already said. um, yeah, I don't know. There's a lot of good ideas in it to me, and there are a lot of aspects of it that are well executed, clearly. Um, and yeah, to me, so I mean, one of the things that I've done as one of my jobs in games as an AI programmer. So maybe I may also be, in addition to being not a super enthusiastic FPS player in general, and certainly not a very skilled one, I may be inclined to be a little more critical of like enemy AI design. So you may have, I think you've just had, like I said, bad luck of the draw with me as a player. Um, because yeah, obviously there's like a lot of skill that's gone into developing it, and it's hard to tweak everything perfectly as far as difficulty goes in a short time. I do think that I would make the enemies like dumber or weaker or both, at least initially. I think that I mean, you're at a fundamental disadvantage as a player, which isn't inherently bad, but like the enemies can completely fly and just like track you anywhere and hone in on you, and also kill you in one shot. And there's many of them that spawn instantaneously at the same moment. Then that's a lot of odds stacking against the player. Um, and usually my inclination, if I were coding like enemy AI slash designing it, would be to soften one or more of those elements and keep playing around with it. Obviously, time permitting. It may have just been a time constraint issue. Um, but yeah, as the player, like I'm trying to navigate a fairly geometrically complex environment. The rope helped once I kind of learned to use the rope a little bit more, but still, if I'm trying to like swing with the rope or pull myself, it's very easy to kind of get snagged in a location, or it can be quite difficult to navigate to like the one specific station that I want to get to that's giving me what I want. So you could also, solve some of these things through level design. You could just start the player off with more ammo, because 30 shots compared to, I don't know exactly how many enemies spawn as soon as they start spawning, but it felt like between, 8, 8 and 12. I don't know how many there were in like a cluster, but that seems like the intent there was to then make it a necessity to then have to go get more ammo, like in the middle of a fight. Um, and then, like, I guess, that sort of necessitates you having to swing around and use the sonar and stuff. So, from that perspective, I can understand the temptation to balance it that way. And I think you could probably get there. It's hard to make it perfect for every different skill level of player, and I'm very much on the low end of skill for an FPS player. But
Yeah, I think it's different, like just types of gameplay. Like I think what the developer was intending is that he doesn't want you to stay in one place, and you can see that through like how the enemies just track on you wherever you are, and
right,
then the ammo being different places. I think that 10 experiences you like swing around, um, take down a few enemies, and then try to run to the next. While you're running to the next ammo thing, so it has that sort of flow. But
mhm.
maybe a couple things that make it a bit smoother. Have a better idea of where the enemies are. I know I was listening to the sound, but did the enemies have any sound, or did the game have any sound at all?
The enemies did have some sounds, yes. Um, I was. I mean, I definitely had like a one or two times where they came up behind me, and just like killed me almost instantly before I had any indication they were there. So, if there was a sound that sort of like would have signaled that they were behind me, I didn't pick up on it quickly enough. Probably because I was too focused on trying to figure out which thing I could latch on to keep myself from falling, or where I could try to go to get more ammo. Um,
Yeah, I think it's hard with physics-based systems like the grappling hook because you want the player to be able to really understand how the mechanics work. but when it's like based on physics, it can be kind of hard to make it very clear how it works because you know the physics can kind of just toss you around and you know they're not very like specific.
Yeah.
So the player just ends up not truly getting how it works, and they can't if they don't get how it works. It's hard to get better at it and use it, you know, with intent.
Yeah, definitely. I think, yeah, when I say I feel like I was getting better with the rope, towards the end of my play session, it was like I was getting better at not completely falling to my death in a pit once I
Right.
realized that like the rope essentially seems to have like infinite length, and will just like pull you towards the thing that you're latched onto. But that did not help me get to like a specific location that I was trying to go to. That just helped me from being able to stop myself from falling
Right.
indefinitely, which was not enough to get me over any enemies. Um, but yeah, I would have liked. I mean, I kind of like the idea. I mean, I really like the idea of the environment, and I feel like even if just the enemies. Okay, I know this may contradict like the sort of like run and gun, the sort of like desperate run to the ammo station that I feel like you're going for, but I would have loved it if it wasn't AI that seemed to, have that global knowledge of where I am at all times and is always just kind of tracking towards me, and like can float around all the obstacles that I'm very meticulously having to like to walk along. If even if it just had like another state where it's like, okay, fair enough, it spawns a bunch of enemies every time I shoot one of these crystals, but like they'll pursue me and attack me if they see me, but I can kind of use the terrain to my advantage and sort of like hide out a little while I'm trying to get to, because that gives me at least a moment to catch my breath, try to use the sonar to like plan where I'm gonna go, and then the challenge is
Right.
just like timing, like a little bit, not like full stealth, but just a little more of like not as soon as like you shoot a crystal, a ton of enemies spawn and they're constantly chasing you and they know exactly where you are at all times and stuff. That's that's a style of gameplay. It is, I think, maybe more true to that kind of Quake style where it's like pure action. And I bet there's a lot of players who would love that and like wouldn't prefer the more like sneaking around planning ahead thing. I just happen to be a player who doesn't love that like constant frenetic pace, especially with an FPS game that where I'm still learning the controls. So
Yeah. There's some things like I think there's a way for the developers to make the game a bit more accessible without affecting its difficulty. Like some simple things would be like add some more key like landmarks, like like things that the person can use the visual like how visually navigate. Something like simple as a pillar or anything like a different color than the ground, because like once you're like navigating, even with things that help break out the empty space like the space dust, you're looking at like a lava ground, the same texture. And then once you're like if you're doing the grappling rope and you're looking at the wall, is you're starting to get like a lot get lost. And to load, like lighten that cognitive load, would be trying to change up the environment a bit. The to have some things that they can base their position on. Some unique features like a bridge that's a different color, perhaps something like lighter, like white. Um, and then some pillars that are there, air that either small enough that just serves as a landmark or big enough that they can navigate use that to navigate for the grappling. That's only like that's one suggestion I have. Then perhaps that'd be a good compromise.
yeah, but yeah, it's I mean the presentation is remarkable by any standard. Definitely, obviously for a game jam game, it's like pretty wildly polished in terms of the a lot of the presentation elements, and I think there's a lot here to like build on. Um, Yeah, I think that the things that were the most frustrating for me, I mean, partly aside from the learning curve of just like fighting the enemies and the amount of them that spawned and the speed with which they killed me, there's like plenty of probably easy adjustments there if you were so inclined. There was just also a lot of confusion. Like I guess you'll see, as you were watching it, like that there's the sonar, there's the rope, there's the which UI indicator is your ammo and which is your energy crystals that you've collected and which is your health. And then there's this whole UI of like which charging station relates to which of those. So there is a lot to kind of like wrap your head around initially, and it took me a while. And I don't think that's was purely a result of me being inept as an FPS player, although that's certainly a piece of it. Um, yeah, I just think there's uh, for like a non-game jam version, like either like a little tutorial could be cool, or you like introduce each of those things one by one, or just some UI adjustments. Um, yeah, and like the sonar, I didn't even use the sonar for like ages, which I'm sure would have helped me. Certainly would have helped me figure out where to go to try to get to the correct type of charging station. Even then, I don't feel like I could have successfully navigated there, especially not while being chased. Uh, but yeah, there's a lot of great stuff in here. So I don't want it to seem like I'm totally down on it. I think yeah, it's just some adjustments to be made as usual for a game jam game, but you could have something like truly awesome that even me, as a not a huge FPS fan, would be into playing for longer. But as it stands, I think I've had my fill for the moment. So
Yeah, and I think like if the case you want to go the other direction, there's a niche audience that really Joyce is going to experience. It just needs a bit more polish, and then in like some option like some design like accessibility. I think that would go like one way that's just not intentionally innate. That's not alienating two different like audiences. Because I know there's audience that enjoys this like I in this kind of gameplay, multitasking, going pointing would be there's a lot of potential there. Like you just yeah, um, a little bit like a polish and a little bit more in like design, um, like in the level.
yeah, agreed. Cool. Well, yes, thank you very much to the developers for submitting either Deep Bo 12 or Deep BO 12. We'll exit out. Cool. And yeah, I think that this is pretty much bringing us to the end of our time for this session. We will, at least the current plan is for us to be back same time next Saturday for kind of towards the tail end of the Ludum Dare judging. We'll do our final play of session for this transmissions live stream of the Ludum Dare games. So yeah, I hope you can join us next time around. Thanks to everybody who joined in with me this time around. It was much more fun with company.
Welcome.
Yeah, it's fun. It's nice seeing it's nice hanging out with everyone and checking out some cool games.
Absolutely.
Like I
Definitely.
saw that, just like
Fantastic.
I would enjoy seeing like eventually like seeing and like when I'm browsing for Steam like the upcoming games.
Yeah, definitely. Okie doke. So with that, we will wrap up the stream for today. Take care, everybody. Have a lovely weekend, and we will see you back here next Saturday at 7 p.m. Eastern.
All right. All right.